Have you always wanted to be that teacher that students admire, respect, and can't wait to come to school just to be in your classroom, but you just weren't sure how? Well, I believe that this course, Understanding ICT for Learning and Teaching, may have just taught me how to be that teacher. How does ICT enhance student learning outcomes, you may ask? Well, before I started this course, I must admit that I did think that it was going to be a waste of time because I was so sure that I knew enough about technology. For example, I knew the basic skills to use Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel, Google, YouTube, and even Facebook. I was so sure that I knew everything about ICT, but boy was I wrong. First of all, this course has taught me about the importance of TPAC, which stands for Technological Pedagogical Content Knowledge. TPAC is a framework to understand and describe the kinds of knowledge needed by a teacher for effective pedagogical practice in a technology-enhanced learning environment. The next thing that I learned was something that I had never heard of before, nor did I know that it existed. It was called Padlet. As a class, we created our very own Padlet, which is an online bulletin board. We played around with the Padlet, and it was then that I realized how great this resource was and how it could be incorporated into my teaching pedagogy. Through the use of Padlet in the classroom, it created discussions. It also allows students to express themselves as no one knows who wrote that. Because of this privacy, it can help students participate, especially those who lack confidence because they may find comfort knowing this and be more confident to participate through the Padlet. Twitter and Pinterest were two more things that I had learned throughout this course. I created a Twitter account previously just to follow Justin Bieber. Before this course, I believed that Twitter was solely for the purpose of following famous people's lives. Little did I know that Twitter can be used as an education tool. I now follow several educators that share their resources and ideas and help inspire educators from all over the world. Pinterest, on the other hand, I never really knew what it was, nor was I interested. It wasn't until this course that I realized how amazing it really was. I now also have a Pinterest account where I share my own educational resources with the world, and I can also pin other people's ideas and resources to use in my own classroom. Throughout this class, I created my very own e-portfolio where I display my own learning and understanding of the Australian professional standards. I can use this e-portfolio when looking for a job as a future educator to show employers my very own personal understanding of the Australian professional standards. I can also look back and alter and update any of my understanding. Within this e-portfolio, I have attached a video that I had also created as part of my course. By making this video, I could see how videos could be used within a classroom as an education tool and to show students understanding. Videos can be shown to learn, but students can also create their own videos to demonstrate their understanding of the content that they have learned. Last but not least, I discovered the use of the iPad. Little did I know how great of a resource the iPad could be. There I was thinking, iPads were just a bigger iPhone. What would I ever use that for? Well, I also now own an iPad and have discovered hundreds of different free applications that can be installed and used for educational purposes. Games? What students would say no to playing games in a class? Even worse, what kind of teacher would allow their students to play games in class? Thankfully, that will be me. My students are going to play games in class without realizing that they are learning at the same time. There are thousands of apps that can help students with maths, literacy, science, geography, and all other curriculum areas. It is just the teacher's responsibility to give the games purpose and meaning for the students. This is where a teacher's pedagogical practice soon becomes TPAC. The teacher must know what they are teaching and then embed technologies into their teaching. This is why I believe that I now have the secret recipe to be that teacher who students admire, respect, and always want to learn from. Who knew there was more to ICT than just Google and Facebook? Why not explore what's out there? I did, and boy am I grateful. I can now ensure that by understanding the TPAC framework and the different types of ICTs I have explored, I can embed them into my everyday pedagogical practice to ensure that I give only the best to my lifelong learners of the 21st century.